so the first thing I'm going to do is put in a layer of mud on the whole bottom. Okay? Put in that layer of mud. I want it pretty good. Add in at least an inch and a half thick all the way around. And then we're going to put in a piece of reinforcing metal, which I put somewhere.
Don't know where that would be.
And then it went away and it never returned. Here it is, here it is. And it doesn't have to be any kind of fancy ass metal. It can just be any kind of metal that's tied together, because what it's going to do is it's going to help keep your monument or whatever you're pouring from falling apart. You can do this to make a stepping stone too. This is the same kind of thing that you would do to do a stepping stone. It doesn't have to be a monument. Okay, now I'm going to do a special thing because it is a monument. Now, my brother-in-law Michael was a funny guy. He had a good sense of humor, and so he always said that on his tombstone he wanted it to say, let me turn this radio on. Okay, so he always said that on his tombstone he wanted it to say, here lies the man who came and went coming. So obviously that would be hard to get in here.
Right.
So what I did is I wrote that on this little piece of paper. I'm going to fold it up. I'm going to put his name and his date of birth and his date of death also on a separate piece of paper. I'm going to stick them in here, and I'm going to stick it down inside. So a bazillion years from now, when you can no longer read anything on here and somebody thinks they've found a strange rock and they x-ray it, they'll see there's something inside and they'll get this stupid ass joke that Michael told over and over again. So there you go. So if Lynn will go away and come back.
Will do. Now I am.
I think these aren't any good. No, these aren't good.
Why not?
I think these are colored. I think they're...
Oh, those won't work.
No, I can't use those.
You want to start again in a minute?
No.
Go ahead. Okay.
Those just are no good. I have to go find real... Okay, so why am I throwing those away? Why are those no good? Because they're painted. They're not solid colored. Which means that in time, all the color will be gone. Okay, so the first thing I had to do, which is why I wanted her to come out, is you got to make the side beveled. Okay, now they have a fancy tool. I actually have the fancy tool to do it with. I never do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. I always use this trowel. You just go in on the edge. This is the same way you do a sidewalk. This is the same way you do stepping stones, whatever you're doing. And then that you just get a
do
nice
it all the way around. You get a nice beveled edge.
Okay, so when I put these in, now let's see if these are real. Yeah, because these, I'm not using them if they're not real. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you don't want to don't use the ones that are painted. They're not worth anything.
You're
unless it's
scraping
something, yeah, I'm going to scrape it to see if it comes off. Now, believe it or not, the blue ones are actually blue.
Well,
let's check the red ones again and see. Maybe that was just a weird one. No, see?
Oh, the red it's coming off the red.
Yeah, it comes off. Yeah, see there?
Yeah.
They're not red, they're painted. So I'll use the blue ones. And what you want to do is, you kind of have to, it's hard to do it actually, and you can't do it. People say, well, lay out a grid. No, you can't. You have to do it by eye, which is hard. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to put them in sideways to make letters, because it works better. You can do them flat, but then you wind up with great big letters. Okay, so I've got to write his name. And so you just want to lay him in. You want to put him deep enough, because here's the thing. He's got grandkids. He and Tad have grandkids.
Yeah.
Kids are bad about trying to waller the things out.
Yep.
It's
so are animals.
For them to waller them out when they go in sideways.
And they're
'Cause
deep enough.
They have to be deep enough. It has to be at least, they have to be at least halfway in the cement. What you want is enough cement so that when it's sitting in there, it barely comes over that edge.
Yeah.
Because then, guess what? You can't
There's
pull
more
it
on
out.
inside than there is.
Yes.
Yes. Gotcha.
This side's going to be harder to do than that side because for some reason the water has decided to pool on this side.
Lovely.
But it's not an exacting science, people. It's literally art. So, and like I said, this is the kind of thing that Michael just ate up. So, that's why we're doing it. It's also the kind of thing my dad loved, this kind of thing. And in fact, my dad loved marbles. When my dad used to tell a story that when he was a kid, he used to think that heaven would be a place covered in marbles. He loved marbles. So on his, I basically, I put upright and buried it in the ground and encased it in cement, and I put cement all around it, and I covered the entire thing with marbles. From his marble collection, actually.
Oh, neat.
So.
You want me to come back when you've got more
Yep,
done?
Yep. Come
Gotcha.
back when I'm finished, because.
That sounds good.
All right, so I'm finished. Not the easiest thing in the world to do. It's kind of like the last thing you're doing for them, so it's kind of rough. But you can see I just stuck them in, and I put date of birth, date he died, and his name, and then I just put in some fancy glass stuff and beveled, and it's a good marker.
It's a wonderful marker.
It'll work. It'll work. Is it something that other people are, oh, I don't want that? They're dead, people.
Yeah.
People that are dead are dead. Okay? You're not either picking them up or putting them down by how you choose to deal with them after they're dead. After they're dead, it's too late to be nice to people. You have to be kind now. You have to be nice now. You have to make time for people in the now. After they're dead, spending $45 bazillion on a damn funeral and a plot and a coffin and all of that, it's too late. You want something that helps you remember them, something that helps the family remember them. Whatever you put together is fine. Don't let other people guilt you into anything. Thank you.
So during the filming of that last little clip, we noticed that they had, between Selena and Tad and the stress and everything, had gotten the date wrong on date of death. So I'm filming this again to show you that she was actually able to fix this beautifully. If you didn't know it had been fixed, you wouldn't know that it was different. Beautiful job, Selena. Beautiful job.
Thank you. And thank you for catching the huge blunder that would have been literally written in stone.
Oh my goodness. No. Goodbye, guys.